The college football experience, Indiana Hoosiers 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, the bank account that is built for better. Sign up today, edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN and get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt when you do. Claim your free shirt at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. We're also brought to you by Naira Bets. Yeah, let's get your free $25 bet for the Belmont Stakes by going to nyrabets.com/SGPN25. Don't forget promo code SGPN25. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Brian Bosworth, a.k.a. The Boz, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Peace out. Boz out.
Yes! 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 Woo! Welcome! Welcome to the college football experience, Indiana Hoosiers 2025 season preview episode. Let's just keep playing the music the whole episode because that's the way I feel. I mean, hold on. I mean, I called for them to. I got laughed at by taking a few. Well, I took a future, but I'm saying if you listen to last year's episode, I said, yeah, I'm taking a future for them to get to the playoffs. I got laughed at on a lot of publication. I mean, I feel like when I was a guest on some shows, I mainly like the VEASAN spot. I was getting really you taking Indiana to make the playoffs. The schedule aligned. All right, so I am feeling fantastic. YouTube.com/the college experience. Get on over there, hit that like and subscribe button as we break down all 136 college football teams, a solo podcast for every single team in the land. This is episode 4. Go check out the first 3 because we're just getting started, and I'm ready. I got that Cignetti energy. I feel like this.
Good round, you're celebrating with your appetite. Bad round, you're using your appetite to forget about the round. I'll tell you something about appetite. It's a real fucking great thing to have. There's no place that better services my appetite than Pizza Hut. Even after a bad round, if I have a chance to smell the pizza, I'm hooked. It's just like I've made 3 birdies in a row. I'm into the parking lot at the Pizza Hut, and my appetite is satisfied pretty quickly when I'm there. Pizza Hut is the appetite what Jack Nicklaus is to golf.
Oh, in the words of the great Bobby Knight. Oh man, fantastic line right there with this Pizza Hut outtakes there. Look, this is what better episode to be playing Bobby Knight clips. All right, I hope they bury me upside down so you can kiss my ass. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Kobe Swigget Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
The rest of the Big Ten are saying they're pretending. They're pretending that it didn't happen last year, and they're trying to get along with their lives. But I got news for you. Cignetti is here, baby. Smoke him if you got him. All right? Let's go. I am joined by my co-host. I know he's a Cignetti guy through and through as well. He is the host of the College Basketball Experience with me. Make sure you check out the College Basketball Experience. We're live every single night of the college basketball season, and we're always talking in the offseason. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, with South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and with West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, brother?
Doing good, yes. Former Mountaineer Curt Cignetti. He wins. Google him. Let's go.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight. And shout out to one of our listeners that was doing the T-shirts for Mike Woodson. Yeah, I lose. Google me. Oh, fucking great T-shirts for the college basketball season. I'm surprised. You know what? I'm disappointed he didn't send me one of those because that was so good. Shout out to D. Bettis. Oh, he's a Ohio State fan, as I know, but maybe the audience doesn't. He's still talking shit. And fair enough. I mean, they did win the Natty. But this is about Indiana today. We're giving you a solid hour on these Hoosiers. What a season a year ago. And I don't want to sound like, I mean, I hate to channel my inner Cignetti, but I was all over this one, man. I mean, look, to be fair, I said Rutgers. I said take a few. I'm taking it. Well, I personally bet Indiana and Rutgers to make the playoffs. So I could look like a fool for Rutgers. But I thought there was a path. I thought both those team schedules were so I mean, Indiana exceeded my expectations. Let me say that from the start. I thought the schedule broke nice for them. I wrote it. But that should not be used against them because Curt Cignetti fucking destroyed teams last year. Any idiot arguing that they shouldn't have been in is a fucking idiot because, I mean, the guy, 10 of their 11 wins were by 14 points or more. I mean, they fucked teams up. And I can only think, Mac, that Nebraska fans, Minnesota fans, even though Fleck's done a good job and Rule's probably done a decent job thus far. I don't know. It's kind of a big year for Rule. But Maryland fans, Rutgers, I mean, they're probably saying, why is that not us?
Yeah.
Why is that not us? Wisconsin, yeah. What'd you make? And I'm going right into the fucking slideshow right now, all right? I'm going right in to talk about Curt Cignetti, who's coach of the year, national coach of the year. And he came over from JMU where he was 11-1 the year prior, 8-3 the year before that, but that was JMU's first year in the FBS. He's 130-37 as a head coach. Google him. He does fucking deliver. Your thoughts on Cignetti year one? I mean, what a fucking first season.
Yeah, I feel bad for all the first-year head coaches. He fucking ruined it for everybody. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to walk into the worst team in the Big Ten and not only flip it, bring your whole team over from JMU. And like you said, I know everybody, the schedule was nice, but they won 10 out of 11 by by 2 scores or more. The only one that they didn't was the Michigan game, in a game that they were leading the entire way and almost blew it at the end. They were the dominant team that day, but had some turnovers. But yeah, I mean, unbelievable first year. And if you're an Indiana fan, no matter what happens this year, you're just on cloud 9 that you got Cignetti getting this thing going in the right direction.
And it's not their fault. I mean, okay, I will blame the Indiana administration for ducking Louisville, but that was pre-Cignetti.
Yeah.
They were supposed to play Louisville in the non-con. They played a bullshit non-con, and that's going to be a theme because we're going to talk about that. But Cignetti walks in after those decisions had already been made. So the schedule broke nice for him. And yeah, there was a lot of dead weight within the conference. UCLA, especially when they got UCLA. Maryland, Northwestern, Purdue, Michigan State, even with their first-year coach. But they still beat the shit out of some team. I mean, like, they beat Nebraska 56-7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
beat Sparty by 40 on the road.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even though they're the first-year coach, like, that shit, if anybody did that in any other conference, you would be like, holy shit. So I don't want to hear it. Like, and here's something for you. They should have been hosting. They kind of got screwed. They should have been hosting Notre Dame. And I guarantee you the game goes different. I'm not saying they're going to win. But if they're hosting, there's no way they get blown out as much. You saw the home field advantage effect in all of college football with these playoffs, and I'm telling you, I feel like they're live to win that thing if this game is played in Indiana Memorial Stadium, which it should have been, by the way. It should have fucking been. Unbelievable. What's that?
Their only loss was to Ohio State at the shoe. Fucking Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois. It makes no sense why Indiana wasn't hosting.
Yeah, it was just some name brand bullshit, man. It was just some name brand bullshit, but they should have been hosting. And here's another thing to think about. Comes out after the season, Kurtis Rourke, and these are the breaks, was injured the whole season. I was wondering why he didn't run much, because you look at the previous years at Ohio, he ran for like 600 or like 500 yards or something like that. He didn't run for anything last year, and I was like, weird. Cignetti wants him to be a pocket passer. No, it turns out he had a torn ACL and he played on it the whole fucking year. Imagine if one of the better quarterbacks in college football. Now, I know he wasn't, you're saying, dude, he was a MAC quarterback. He came up to the Big Ten. It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit who you are. You have a torn ACL and you play through that thing. I was wondering in that, because he did not play good in that Notre Dame game. And when it's cold and you can't really, that makes a lot of sense now that you think about it. So it makes you wonder, A, if they were hosting, and B, if their quarterback was healthy, how things would have went.
Absolutely. I mean, I think he went down in the Washington game, and then I know they blew out Sparty, but kind of they were a little bit limited in those bigger games because they were more one-dimensional. He couldn't use his legs like he had at times earlier in the year, and I mean, it just being able to extend plays and provide more balance. So, yeah, that I mean, shout out to him. Shout out to Rourke for fucking being a tough son of a bitch and battling through a torn ACL and finding a way to play and get a team to the playoff.
Yeah. And Curt Cignetti. Shout out to him all year being fucking awesome behind a microphone. At JMU, he was kind of quiet.
Yeah.
I feel, and look, we cover JMU hard. Patty C, JMU guy. Dude, I had no idea that he was just going to walk into Bloomington and be Ric Flair 2.0. This was him.
The best looking man, the best dressed man, long limousines, jet airplanes, custom made clothes, and any woman in the world I want. Just like that.
That honestly is what it sounded like. I mean, I each time you heard him behind a microphone, it was like,
get in my limousine, ride on 85, get in my Learjet, woo, and take off to New Orleans. You got it, New Orleans. If you're watching right now, I'm 42,000 feet, easing on in. Because in several hours, I'm going to walk that aisle. Look at as only the nature boy can look. Oh, so fine.
That sounds like fun. I can't tell the difference between the Nature Boy Ric Flair and Curt Cignetti last year, and that's why I think I've instantly become an Indiana fan. Sure, I made a ton of money on them with that playoff future, but I'm in. I'm buying in. I'm just letting you know from the start. Anyone with big dick energy like that is great for college football, great for the sport, and for people in our profession. Yeah. So here's the only bad thing I would say, and we'll tie a knot on it with this. I mean, you won 11-2, made the college football playoff in your first year, and you beat 10 of the 11 opponents by 2 touchdowns or more. Hard to sustain that. I don't give a shit if you're at Ohio State like D. Bettis is, or at Florida State, or at Texas, at USC, whatever. That's hard to sustain.
Yeah.
So I wonder, is that a long term? Is that a blessing or is that a curse?
I mean, it's the old, they're going from the hunter to the hunted now. That bullseye. I mean, he talked a lot of shit last year, but it's like, oh man, they're fucking Indiana. And then when he's calling people out at the basketball game, and then he's on ESPN, he was fantastic last year. But now they're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good problem to have just because it means you're relevant.
You're being talked about, and more people are interested in Indiana than ever before.
Yeah,
myself included.
Yeah. I mean, we used to dread this preview. Now we're like looking forward to it because of Cignetti. So I think it's a good thing. And it's great for the sport. It's great for what we do. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Shout out to the chat. Come be a part of the chat. YouTube.com/The College Experience as we break down all 136 college football teams with the solo episode. We talk college football year round here. We are about to jump into we're already talking Cignetti. We're going to jump into the rest of what was going on. But before I do that, I want to let you know that we are the College Football Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and the Stanley Cup Final is here in the Hockey Gambling Podcast. Well, they're going to give you away to someone. They're going to give away a NHL jersey and $200 in SGPN gift cards. So why not enter for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Stanley Cup. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride. All right. We are back talking Indiana Hoosier football. Magical year a season ago. Now, and here's another question to ask yourself. You look back, I know it says SMU. I fucked that up. Indiana's offense was second in the nation last year, 34th in passing offense, 63rd in rushing offense, 34th overall in offense. And Mike Shanahan is the OC there. Now, he was a co-OC with Tino Sinceri, who is now at UCLA. I just wonder, do they feel the effects of that? Or should we just be like, hey, we got to, by the way, no relation to Mike Shanahan with the Broncos and the Raiders and Niners and everything. But what do you think?
Maybe a little bit, but the fact that he's been with Cignetti for 4 straight years. He was with him at JMU as well. So it's not like it's somebody completely new. And I mean, he was offensive coordinator the last 2 years at JMU as well. So I don't think it's as much, and it may be early, but I mean, their non-con is so soft that we'll get into here in a minute that I think they're able to battle through that and get ready for conference play.
Yeah. So the returning starters, obviously Kurtis Rourke. And these are the breaks. He's gone. He's in the NFL, I believe he's in the NFL right now. They took some other hits too, but they do return a lot of their wide receiving core. Elijah Surratt, who was a really good wideout for them, former JMU and St. Francis kid. Omar Cooper is back. E.J. Williams is back, and 3 of 5 on the O-line are back. So you gotta like the receiving core. Most of the production is back, and the O-line in a somewhat decent spot with what's returning there. But obviously the big one there: quarterback, running back, tight end. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the primary targets are going to be back. I mean, 3 out of their top 4 wide receivers. I mean, it's. I wish maybe that they had their starting quarterback back, but we'll talk about the new guy coming in over from Cal here, and how he replaces Rourke. But I mean, some continuity, even though they haven't played with the quarterback yet. But I like whenever we can get some guys on the offensive line back. I mean, that's underrated. So Mendoza, at least we'll have some big fellas up front to protect.
Yeah, and I see the chat. Everyone, and I've seen NFL scouts talking about Mendoza, Waffle House Surratt. There we go. Shout out to Jared Green, friend of the program. In the portal, they did go out, and I'm going to highlight one that I actually think Mendoza. Okay, so I'm not as in love with Mendoza as the world is, but part of it is it might just be my age. Like he did like a big time letter after the Cal Stanford game about I'm Cal through and through, and then like 5 days later after the season ends he transfers to Indiana. What are we talking about? Like, how can you talk that much shit and then do that? But I will say this: I think he's a talented quarterback. I want to see more, and Cignetti might be the personality that he needs. Because there was a couple times at Cal that he drove me crazy for not diving for the first down and playing classic 2025 quarterback bitch ball and avoiding contact to say, no, but he did put up some good numbers in a lot of games. So if that works out, I'll tell you this though. He also brought in Grant Wilson, who I liked at Old Dominion.
Yeah.
That's a sneaky get if Mendoza gets dinged up. Very good job replacing the quarterback situation there. So, I mean, Mendoza may work out. NFL scouts are raving about him. Okay, I'm buying in. He put up some good numbers last year in certain games. I was actually really impressed. There's just certain things to me that he's got to prove to me about, being a winner. You know what I mean? Like and that might come this year. I'm not going to say it's not. The running back situation, Roman Hemby from Maryland. I like that get. And Lee Beebe from UAB. That's another one where I think it's intriguing. They also brought in Mendoza's wideout, Jonathan Brady from Cal, Tyler Morris from Michigan at the receiver spot, Mekhi Jackson from App State, tight end Holden Stays from Tennessee, and tight end Riley Nowaski from Wisconsin. I think he's penciled in to start, by the way. That's in the portal right there. But, oh, wait, there's more. And this is the biggest part of the show, in my opinion. Pat Coogan coming in from Notre Dame is a fucking beast. That was a huge get. And Khalil Benson started at Colorado last year. So, like, they also add in some other depth. Zen Mikulski from Ohio State. Sam Lindsay as a long snapper from Western Kentucky and a kicker and punter. But the two gets on the O-line, Benson and Coogan, to me, Indiana really won the transfer portal. When you think about both quarterbacks they brought in with starting experience, I like Hemby. I even think Beebe could be interesting in this thing. I like, they get your starting tight end out of there. Jonathan Brady, we'll see. And the O-line help. I really think they did an A+ job of of using the portal on the offensive side of the ball. What do you make of everything here?
Yeah, and I would say, and I think Indiana fans would agree that their lack of size kind of hurt them in those Notre Dame and Ohio State games up front because it was only the first year. So now you get Coogan, who is a stud from Notre Dame, a huge body. And we already talked about the three other guys that are coming back on the offensive line. So, and then getting Benson from Colorado. I like the running backs too. I mean, I think that Beebe, he averaged 5.5 yards a carry last year, and then Hemby was a 3-year.
I like Hemby. Yeah. I like Hemby. Yeah,
he didn't just play at Maryland; he played a lot and for multiple years. So a nice 1-2 punch. We already talked about with the receivers coming back. Everybody likes Mendoza. I'm kind of with you. Like I like Mendoza. At times, he definitely looks the part. He's 6'5", got good size, got a good frame. But I need to see him nut up in a big game like you're talking about.
Yeah. And look, I never met the kid, so I don't want to call him a pussy, but I'm just saying, like, there were certain moments where I was like, man, and then to write that letter about I'm Cal and I love Cal, like I'm everything Cal. And then like a week later, you're at Indiana. I was like, dude, come on, man. Like, if you're going to write the letter, know the fucking consequences then buckle down and that's who you are. But I mean, we'll see. I'm an old man, I guess, these days. Hemby, 27 touchdowns to your point at Maryland there. YouTube.com/the college experience. You get the slides in here. I like that get. And then Surratt, 29 touchdowns in his college career. Omar Cooper, 10 touchdowns. Bringing all those guys back, I think, is big. And Neil in the chat saying Grant Wilson isn't the backup. Mendoza's younger brother won the job, according to Cignetti. Wow.
Really?
I wonder
Wilson's a good option.
Well, if that's true, I wonder if Wilson hits the portal.
Yeah.
I liked Wilson at Old Dominion. I thought he flashed. I would say he was inconsistent, but I thought he flashed. Gonna talk about the defensive side of the ball in a second here, but before we do that, I want to let the good folks know that the college football experience is brought to you by, as soon as I can find my notes, Edge Boost. Yes, Edge Boost is the first ever bank account that is built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. Look, there's no usage fees, no minimums. You can earn cash back rewards. There's 100% approval for all betting deposits, no credit checks. Sign up today at Edge Boost with the promo code SGPN. And if you sign up this week, you'll get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt. Go to sportsgallerypodcast.com/refs to claim your free shirt today. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And look, Underdog's going along for the NBA Finals. And obviously, Indiana fans, come on, your Pacers are in it. Get in there. With their extended bonus, hop in game one. And the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. So sign up, and when you do, and we love playing college football and college basketball, Underdog Fantasy as well. We play it all the time when the season starts going. But sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's UnderdogFantasy.com promo code TCE SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Naira Bets. Yes, bet the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga with Naira Bets. Yes, sign up today using the promo code SGPN25 and get a $25 free bet plus a $200 deposit match bonus. And look, whether you're a season better or just getting started, Naira Bets makes it easy to jump in the action. And you're going to need to jump in the action because this is an exclusive offer just for the Belmont Stakes. So don't wait. Join now. Claim your free $25 Belmont bet today at nairabets.com/SGPN25. All right, we are back. Wow. Okay. Neil's dropping knowledge in here, man. Neil is dropping. Shout out to Neil. That's a bummer though. I still feel like he should play. Like I like the fact to be a GA, but I also think like the guy played well at times. So it's like, why not try one more year of your eligibility?
He did get banged up his last year at ODU, I believe. So it may be just like, hey, I see the writing on the wall, and let's latch on to a good coaching staff. Because we'll talk about it on the defensive side. Cignetti, one thing I really respect about Cignetti, he's loyal to his guys. I mean, all those guys on his staff, you kind of look at their track records, they've been with him at JMU, and I think that's why they were so successful too, is the continuity of the staff.
Yeah, no, 100%. And their eye for talent, I like, and I think it proves, some of that. He took a mid-major roster essentially. Rourke was from Ohio. There was 14 JMU transfers, a couple other guys from the mid-major ranks. I mean, there were some Power 5 guys in there too, but to beat the teams the way he beat the teams, I think proves something in this day and age. Regardless of whether you think, I mean, he beat Nebraska by 49 points. I can tell you this, Nebraska has been paying guys to play there. So, I mean, the fact you take a bunch of Sunbelt guys and do that, I don't give a fuck what you say about Indiana's schedule being light. They destroyed them, and there's something to that. And I think it's ignorant to ignore that. Like a lot of people make that case that, the group of 5 teams can't do that. Indiana was basically a group of 5 team last year that came up. They really were in many ways, like a group of 5 team that came up. Yes. Did they get beat up by Notre Dame? Sure, but that should have not been played in South Bend. That was corruption at the fucking finest. Yeah. And they did play for the national championship. So I don't want to hear that bullshit.
We just overreact to like one data point. It's like, oh, the G5's dead. It's like, come on, just relax. Like let a couple years play out.
Now the defense was awesome, and once again, I apologize for having SMU up on the screen there. It's Indiana. I just forgot to delete SMU. The scoring defense was 6th in the nation. The pass defense was 11th. The rush defense 2nd. The total defense 2nd. Brian Haynes, once again, he still played 9 fucking Power 5 teams. So spare me that shit. Washington was in the national the national championship. Michigan was in the national championship the year prior. Both were on that schedule. So I don't want to hear it in a way. Like, the defense was fantastic. I think this is the big question mark. I know our friend Jared was talking about this earlier. Is like they did take some major hits on the defensive side of the ball. Only 4 returning starters. Kamara, who was the former JMU dude, who's a beast. Linebacker Aiden Fisher's back. Cornerback D'Angelo Pons. All these guys, most of these JMU guys. Amari Farrell at the safety spot as well. Okay. They went out to the portal. They brought in some talent. I don't think it's the same as offensively. But I mean, I don't know if Stephen Daly will work out from Kent State. They went deep in the mid-major ranks, brought in 4 guys on the D-line, Kellen Wyatt from Maryland, Jose Wheeler from the Tops of Western Kentucky, Dominic Ratcliffe from Texas State. A couple now that some P5 guys, and I'll tell you this, I like when I know cover your ears, Mac, but to me, Narduzzi, he can develop fucking defensive players.
Yeah.
So bringing in a pit corner, I mean, obviously we got to see how he is, but 4 defensive backs, 2 of them corners, 2 of them safeties, 3 from Power 5 schools. Knighton at Northern Illinois was a fucking beast last year. I think they did a good job in the portal. I do wonder how good the D line will be.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of guys there, but I mean, I kind of just buy into Cignetti. The guy doesn't lose much. Google him. What do you think of the defense, man?
Yeah, I think the guys, the big fellas up front, maybe a little bit. We'll see how the new group meshes. But if you trust in Cignetti, you trust in Bryant Haynes, the defensive coordinator. Like I said, he's been with him at JMU. He was with him at Elon. He got his start at IUP back in the day. He was the D-line and strength and conditioning coach. So I think I just blindly trust that Cignetti and that staff will find a way to get this defense to perform. But there are some question marks for sure.
Yeah. There are some question marks, but they do return some good players from a year ago, which should be intriguing. Now, good mention here by Peanut here. Is it me, or does NIL/portal make players perform flaky? I do think. I mean, you're watching college baseball right now. I'm assuming, because it's fucking awesome, the NCAA tournament. Check out the college baseball experience. But I mean, Mac, I do think some of this. I knew there was more parity this year coming into the tournament, but it's at a really high level right now, the parity. And I think some of that is teams that are paid. It's like classic capitalism. You relax a little bit. You know what I mean? Once you get paid, okay. Scattered asses everywhere. You know what I mean? You got money. It's just different. It's just age-old tale.
And I know everybody goes, "Oh, the gap is widening," but like
I disagree.
But I disagree too, because a school like Indiana was never relevant in the old model. All the good players were at Ohio State and Penn State and Michigan. Now getting Indiana in the mix and getting them to the playoff is a pro NIL and portal example. So,
and they can build on that. And yeah, I completely agree. And I think they pump that agenda to try to get us scared, to try to change rules. The defense, though, I think I feel much better about the offense. What do you? I guess that's a fair question with the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Situation.
Probably the offense a little bit more just because of the receiving core. But I like Mendoza is a first year starter in this system. So it's not like having Roark back for a second year. You and I both love having a guy back in the same system for a second year. So it's going to take Mendoza a little bit, but their preseason schedule that we're going to touch on here helps.
Oh yeah. Well, and also Mendoza, I want to see when it gets cold.
Yeah.
He's from Miami. He played at Cal Berkeley. I mean, it gets a little, but it doesn't get Big Ten cold, like historic Big Ten. I'm not talking about that new bullshit, right? That's going to be intriguing. We talk about the whole program. We do a state of the program. We talk about the stadium, because college football stadiums are the best. Indiana has Indiana Memorial Stadium, which is 65 years young, Mac. I want to give this a 10 out of 10, but it's a 9 out of 10. I love this stadium. I think the Big Ten has a lot of great stadiums, but man, this is college football done right, man. Look at that thing. Like this is way better than that bullshit Lucas Oil. I mean, Indiana, why would you not want to go to a game or go play for Indiana with a fucking fire stadium like this? I mean, it's got the classic look. but it's kept up to date. It just looks fucking great, man. I love this stadium. I think it's one of my favorites in the Big Ten. I mean, the Big Ten's so huge now. I actually have to consider what the fuck I'm actually saying, because I'm like, wait a second. There's like 20 teams in the Big Ten, and now you have the Rose Bowl and LA Coliseum and Husky Stadium and stuff. But I love this stadium, man. I think it's a great stadium. If you are in the Indiana area, why are you not? Shit, I would fly just to go to this stadium. Jared Green, what's up, man? Let's plan something. This is a fire stadium. Just college football done right. Look at that shit. That's college football done right, man. What do you make of the stadium, Mac?
I love it, and it definitely got a lot of pub last year, a lot of good PR with those big noon kickoffs, and then a couple night games. I'll give it a 9. I don't want to just hand out a 10.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem is college football's got so many goddamn good stadiums, but I love the press box too. That shit to the right there. It's got that classic look, like that shit hasn't been touched in like 200 years. I know it's only 60 years old, but I'm saying it just looks like an old school press box mixed with it. That is this is football 101 to me. It's just beautiful, and I'm glad to see it thriving in 2025.
53, just short of 53,000.
Yeah. Let's go. Jared Green saying, "Hey, let's go back." He's inviting us. That's one of the biggest games of the season. Let's go.
Fire.
Yeah. I can't wait. I mean, that stadium though, I gotta get there, man. That stadium just looks fucking awesome. So what are you doing? Get out to a game. Get this Lucas Oil bullshit out of here. Go to a real football stadium. That is a goddamn roller rink. All right.
How'd you throw that in there?
Well, just because a lot of people talk like, oh, the Big Ten championship's there. You know what I mean? Like,
it's trash.
Come on. Why are you playing it when you got this stadium right down the road? State of the program. I've only given out one other 10, and that was SMU. Now, granted, we are 4 episodes in. I got to give this a 10 with this. You just made the fucking playoffs. They've been playing football for a long time in Indiana. Sam Weiss was coaching there. Lee Corso, the great Lee Corso, was coaching there.
Yeah.
But man, Cignetti comes in right year 1, and I don't say what you want about the schedule. I don't care. Took them to the playoffs and beat the shit out of almost everybody on the schedule. 10 of 10, in my opinion. Where are you going with the state of the program? I love how I still put SMU. I'm fucking.
It's the same message we gave last night when we did SMU. How the hell can you not give it a 10? Yeah. Indiana, like you said, Mark Cuban's getting involved now, and everybody's getting involved in. It wasn't just that they won; it was the way they won, and he changed the identity and brand of the program. Where he's going to talk shit, he's going to back it up, and they're going to win. He ruined it for all the other first-year head coaches.
He did. He really did.
Not supposed to do it. He did.
He really did. Look, we're going to go game by game on the schedule. And you see it right there, week 1, the matchup. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the college football experience is brought to you by Circa's Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Circa's Resort and Casino in Las Vegas there is giving away the Ultimate Fantasy Football Experience. If you're a part of a 12-person league, you got to... I mean, even if you're not a part... If it was a 14-person league, you tell 2 people to, I don't know, read a book. Right? Like, just get 12 people out to Vegas if you win this thing. Because they're going to treat you like VIPs for their entire stay. You're going to get a limo ride from the airport, which I'm sure booze will be in that thing. A $5,000 tab at Stadium Swim where you can have your live draft, and a hotel stay for you and 11 league mates there. And there's more perks besides that too. And you can always get 15% off at the Circa properties there in Las Vegas with the promo code SGP15. Use it. It's awesome. It's the biggest sports book in the world. Enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football Challenge contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's CIRCA. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. You've heard us talk about Rhythm before, and they just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends that you need to check out. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's models have consistently won and has a huge ROI. Think a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and the win probability hit a certain range. All right. Power Trends are updated daily these days here, and they're exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. We will be. Get your free 7-day trial period as well. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And last but not least, we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. NBA Finals going on. NHL Stanley Cup going on. MyBookie is your place to bet on those sports. Get on over there. And for the true DGens, the MyBookie money bag is a blast. And MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well, even outside of the States. So head on over to mybookie.ag. Use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Of course, terms and conditions do apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. Right. We are back, and here we go. So you're telling me Grant Wilson's a GA, where he came over from Old Dominion. Bet he's got some intel on how Old Dominion and Ricky Ronnie likes to run things. The non-con is an absolute fucking joke. And I know Indiana did a case study, and I will say this. I read this article on Indiana hiring a case, what is that? What do they say? A feasible study, whatever the fuck it was. To get their football program up, and it's working, by the way. They looked at I read an article, so this is probably a year ago. So if I'm incorrect on a thing here or there, it's because it's been a year since I've read this article. But I thought they looked at a bunch of these SEC schools or schools that have come up. And I want to say the article I read mentioned like Baylor and Kentucky and Ole Miss and some other schools, and how they became good at football. And a lot of it had to do with scheduling lighter, which if you look at Kentucky, which is close by Indiana, Mark Stoops has been kind of notorious for that. They've scheduled really fucking light in the non-con, with the exception of the Governor's Cup against Louisville that I think they have to play. I think there's like a fucking state law there that they have to play that. Well, they've been doing it. I mean, it's disappointing, but I also see the logic in it. And that's the problem with the sport right now. And you heard all these SEC people like 2 weeks ago at SEC, press days or whatever they're calling that thing, say they kind of hinted at Indiana not deserving to be in the playoff spot last year, or SMU. You take it. They didn't say Indiana. They didn't say SMU, but that's the way I read it.
Yeah.
Which I really disagreed with the SEC stance on that. But how can the SEC call that out? Because that's how their bread and butter. I mean, Saban was at Alabama like 15 years and played like 2 non-con away games. You know what I mean? Like, now they weren't the lightest of schedules because they were in the SEC West. And there was divisions then, but I mean, I feel like the SEC, like Kentucky, is the blueprint of that. Ole Miss last year's, what is Ole Miss's non-con last year? It was it was like Wake Forest. So let's see if I can quickly pull this thing up. Ole Miss's non-con, and remember, the SEC plays 8 conference games.
It was Furman, Middle Tennessee, and then Wake and Georgia Southern.
Yeah. So, I mean, shut the fuck up with this. You played 8
fucking MAC every year.
That's what I'm saying. And normally it's a shittier MAC. They get Toledo this year, and they're probably going to lose, just like Mississippi State did last year. So I'm disappointed in Indiana to a certain extent, but you've been a doormat for a while. So it also makes sense to do it. Like if other schools are going to play this game and become good, I get it. It sucks from a fan point of view, because Old Dominion is going to be a 28-point dog for this game, week 1. I would bet 28-point dog. The line's probably actually out there right now. What do I even need to ask you? 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0, 3-0.
Yeah. Week 2, Kennesaw State is breaking in a new coach, and they're not only breaking in a new coach, they've been in the FBS for 1 year. This will be like a 35-point line. And then at least this game, which is a classic game, the Kennesaw and Old Dominion have never played Indiana. Indiana State against Indiana, in my opinion, I like this on the schedule. This is the one I like. They've been playing for 100 years. Why not keep it there? I know Indiana State's been ass in the FCS lately. I don't care. I like in-state battles. Keep this one. Hey, Cignetti, listen to me here. Keep this one. Ditch Kennesaw and Old Dominion, and add beef it up a little bit there. But yeah, that is the worst non-con probably in the nation. I don't think anyone's close. From a Power 5 point of view, is there anyone even close to how bad that non-con is?
Not that I've seen, but we're only on number 4. So,
but what's the combined records from a season ago? Old Dominion was what, 5-7.
5-7. Kennesaw was what, 2-10, 3-9.
And Indiana State was a bad FCS team, so it's like
it's
that is pathetic. It is really fucking pathetic. And as much as I am a Cignetti guy, and I understand the economics and trying to get your school to be a football program, that is a pathetic non-con. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. Yeah, I 3-0 for sure. And then we get the Big Ten schedule, which is everything if you're an Indiana fan, because guess what?
Here we go.
A lot of buzz, and Jared was just inviting us to go to this game, which we should probably do. Should probably take him up on this. This is a series that goes back to 1899. Illinois, Brett Bielema. Love him going to the internet and shitting on the SEC for their scheduling thing where they think they are so elite. Go check out that tweet. Great tweet. Yeah. He tweeted exactly what I felt. And I'm no Big Ten homer. Illinois at Indiana. This game's awesome. I think this might be one of the biggest games in all of September. And
spreads out. It's 3. Indiana laying 3. That's about right. It feels like a
no, the line is right. I'm saying for me to pick the game is making me consider. I kind of think I like Illinois spot better, but it's at Indiana. All right, I'll give Cignetti the win, but I don't feel great about it because there's a lot of there's more question marks with Indiana than Illinois to me.
Yeah,
Illinois brings back a lot of their team. I think they're one of the most returning production teams in the nation. So I kind of like the Illini there. And I also like the Illini's defense potentially against Mendoza after taking on those shitty opponents. But they are getting so much damn hype to Neil's point. But I do think what's great too is like the styles are similar. Like I'm excited to see this one. I'll go Indiana by a field goal in a crazy game. What are you doing here?
Another intriguing thing here is Illinois will be playing their second road game. They play at Duke week 2, so they got a road game under their belt. I still will go Cignetti. I think they'll grind it out. I'm going to be on the fade Illinois train. I think this year it's too much for me right now. But give me Cignetti to grind one out, and then shit's about to get real.
Well, I can tell you this: there's no way I'm taking them to go 2-0 in this stretch.
No way.
Because they head to Kinnick in a series that goes back to 1912. I love Kinnick. I love Iowa. Kirk Ferentz is fucking awesome. And have fun. This is the one I'll circle for Mendoza. Have fun. Have fun. Go out. You're lucky it's not that cold, though. You're lucky it's not that cold yet. But I got Iowa winning this. If I'm giving Indiana the Illinois game, which they're gonna go 1-1 in this stretch. What are you doing here?
I think that's fair. And Iowa. I'm not betting against Iowa at home. That death tax is Iowa at that stadium, and I mean it's we've seen Penn State, Ohio State, all these great teams fall there. Iowa will find a way. They'll get a pick 6 off Mendoza this game.
I guarantee you, or a block field goal for a touchdown.
Some bullshit.
Iowa went and got Gronowski, the South Dakota State quarterback. Yeah. Okay. He's a dog. Like he will run. He's the opposite of Mendoza. We'll see. Like Mendoza, maybe that was just Cal, but Gronowski, is a fucking dog, man. He's the perfect Iowa quarterback, man.
I love Iowa this year.
Yeah. We got a bye week after that. Shout out to Trent Green and I don't know, Taylor. That's not Von Dunbar. Then they come back from the bye week and you head to Eugene. This 3-game stretch, when you think about it, is fucking tough. You did not have anything like this on the schedule a year ago. This is another loss. I'm sorry. You're going cross country. Now, there are some question marks with Oregon. They lost a lot. Oregon recruits at a really high level. They have Phil Knight money. Dante Moore was a 5-star. I think he'll be all right. You're not winning. What happened with Illinois when they went there last year?
Yeah, they're gonna get fucked up here. Oregon's also off a bye week, and they play Penn State the week before, so potentially getting Oregon off a loss and a bye.
Yeah,
it's a bad spot. Yeah,
so I got them with 2 losses. They come back home and take on Jonathan Smith in Indiana. In a series that goes back to 1922. And look, this game, I'm a big Jonathan Smith fan. So watch out. The Michigan thing's a weird fit for me, though. I think they hired a new AD this last week, but I'll take Indiana here. I will say this. I think the guy's a really good football coach. And I think at some point, they're going to catch somebody this year. Michigan State is going to upset somebody this year. But give me Indiana to win this game. What are you doing here?
I got Indiana. I'm with you. This is kind of a game I think I'll probably take the points. But, I mean, that you got to think that Oregon game is going to be physical, and it's a long trip, quick turnaround to play Sparty. But I think they will get this done. I don't think they'll lose 3 in a row. So, yeah, give me Cignetti and a bounce back. We both got them, at 4-2?
4-2. And then Nico comes to town.
I keep forgetting Nico's there.
I really wish he didn't go to UCLA because I kind of liked how tough UCLA was down the stretch last year. I thought they were really improving week by week. But what time of the year is this? This is what, mid-October?
Late October, October 25th, final weekend.
Yeah, I'll take Indiana. UCLA is kind of turning into a mystery team. If like Nico hits, and what's intriguing, as I alluded to earlier, was they took their passing game coordinator. UCLA did, so this makes this game a little bit more intriguing. Their co-OC from a year ago. Drawing a blank on his name right now. I was talking about it earlier. But give me Indiana. You got Indiana as well, you said?
Yeah, I got Indiana as well. Game's in Bloomington. If the game is in LA, they fucked UCLA up last year.
But that was like Deshaun Foster in like week 3. That's what I'm saying. Like he turned that corner like late October, early November. But yes, they did fuck them up.
The thing that makes me a little bit nervous about just penciling both of these last 2 is they drilled them both last year. So Smith and Foster,
bulletin board material, right?
Yeah, and Cignetti ran it up. So I would not be shocked if they did drop one of them, but I'll give Cignetti the benefit of the doubt. Sinceri was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. I mean, that might help them a little bit knowing what they like to do, but we'll see. After that, they head to Maryland. Okay, I feel good about this one. This is series goes back to 1934, but they'll win by more than 2 touchdowns against Maryland.
You mean you're not taking fucking Loxley?
I feel good about this. This is the first one in conference that I feel really good about. This is like a smash win here.
Cignetti win.
Yeah. Next they go to Penn State. All right. So I think when you pull up the Indiana schedule, you see 3 road trips at Iowa, at Oregon, at Penn State.
It's fucking brutal.
Those are all fucking insane. Now, if you told me what is the likelihood of them winning, each one, I think the most likely win on the road is actually at Penn State. Second would be Iowa, and third would be Oregon. I don't think they're going to win at Oregon. I think Iowa would be second. Penn State, though, we've seen Penn State lose to Bielema. Like sometimes Penn State can lay a fucking egg. So maybe this is the one. The series goes back to 1993. I thought it would go back further, but remember, Penn State wasn't in the Big Ten. I mean, I have to take Penn State here, but I do think if there's one that Indiana gets of the three, it would be this one. But this would probably be a whiteout, as Robert's saying in the chat.
Probably be at noon.
With this new bullshit, yeah.
What is going in Indiana's favor is Penn State is at Ohio State the week before.
That is true. And but they never beat Ohio State. What makes you think they're going to this year?
Well,
they're going to be coming off a loss. They're going to be pissed. I like it even more.
They might be coming off 2 losses because they are at Iowa the game before that.
Whew. Yeah, and Penn State's going to win by 21 then.
Yeah. I'm not betting against Penn State in that building. There's some teams you just don't take the building. I'll take Penn State.
Yeah. Next, they are home to Wisconsin.
Fickle might be out by now.
Yeah, he could be by this November. Is this November? The series goes back to 1907. Gotta love this. Yeah, I think they win, and I think they win by like double digits. What are you doing here?
Yeah, November 15th. Yeah, they're tougher than Wisconsin, and that's the biggest compliment I can give to Indiana, and the biggest slap in the face of Wisconsin is that Indiana's tougher than Wisconsin now.
Fair, very fair. Then they get that second bye week. Now, I don't know that I like the bye week this late in the season.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and I got Terry Hepner there. May he rest in peace, man. Then they have a great rivalry.
Friday night.
What is it? The old Oaken Bucket, I believe. This is a series that goes back to 1891. And what if I told you Purdue had a 34 game lead or something? But don't tell Cignetti that, because holy shit, 66-0 last year. You want to talk about one if Barry Odom wants to win over Purdue? In general, if you throw out us talking about Indiana and Cignetti, you normally like to get first-year coaches, to me, and I know we've talked about this before. I like betting on them in late November to turn that corner. They normally get a game. So if Barry Odom really wants to win over the Boilermaker Nation, find a way to win this game after they just absolutely fucking embarrassed you the year before. Now, I will not do that because I think Indiana will win this game. But Ross-Ade Stadium, another fun stadium, it's a rivalry game. Throw the records out. What are you doing here, Mac?
I was so tempted to take Purdue, and I'll probably take the points when we get to this because, like you said, this is the final game, house money. Purdue's probably 3-8, playing for that 4th win. But Cignetti is the best ATS coach. This is for the win total, so Cignetti will find a way to get that thing over again. I got him at 9-3 with the 3 losses on the road at those tough places.
Yeah, and I'm going to pull up the schedule here. The win total sitting at 8.5. They're plus 2,800 to win the Big Ten. So I will say, if you like them at 9-3, you might as well take a shot at them at plus 2,800 to win the Big Ten, because they could be playing in it. And if that happens, then it's in Indianapolis. So there you go. Plus 10,000 to win it all. Mac, I'm just going to say this, man. I know I just said 9-3. Oh, man.
There's a lot of paths to 8-4, though.
There are. I think I'm going to agree with you and say over, though. Something about that Ric Flair big dick energy, but I don't feel good about this one. Last year, I felt great about it. I would say this is our 4th episode of 136. This is the one that I like least. So we have SMU. We did Florida International, Southern Miss, and Indiana. With the win total, I like this one least. How about you?
It kind of feels like it comes down, like the margin of error is not very high here with because I would be pretty surprised if they win any of those 3 road games. I don't think they're winning at Penn State. I don't think they're winning at Oregon. Those are 2 top 5 teams, national championship contenders. And then I don't think they're winning in Iowa because it's Iowa. So 9-3, but they could lose to Illinois. I wouldn't be shocked if they lost to Sparty or UCLA home game.
Yeah.
Like one of those.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of paths where they could get to a 7-5. And but I trust Cignetti. I'm a Cignetti guy, and I feel like a lot of people will want to be like, oh, the last year was a fluke, and they'll take the under. So take the over. Let's go 9-3.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of where I'm at too. It's like I like Cignetti. He talks a lot of shit that he gets people to believe.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 9-3 too. 9-3.
It's a great
over.
second year, man.
That puts us on 3 overs, 1 under so far, but I don't feel very confident about this one.
No.
Like, I think this is one, if I had to power rank out of 136 at the end of all 136 of them, this would be towards the bottom to me. Can't wait to watch it, though. I think they're a must-watch TV each and every Saturday, and I think that alone is a statement in itself. So shout out to Cignetti for getting that done. Yeah, folks, we'll be back tomorrow previewing more college football. Obviously, the road to 136 teams. Trying to pull up.
I know it's Liberty and Louisiana tomorrow.
There we go. The Flamin' Libs of Liberty and the Raging Cajuns, one of my favorite names. Louisiana. We will be talking about both of them tomorrow. So subscribe, tell a friend. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. Make sure you check out the college basketball experience, coaching interviews, portal news. We go live every single night of the college basketball season. Also, check out the college baseball experience. Don't forget the FCS college football experience. The Sycamore fans might be listening. Check that out. And check out the Sports Gambling Podcast as well. And looking forward to seeing you folks tomorrow. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Please, if you can, youtube.com/the college experience. Hit that like and subscribe button, whatever podcast platform. Subscribe if you can, folks. That all helps us. And shit, if you got 2 minutes, 5 stars on iTunes would be grateful as well. Regardless, we're grateful. Till next time, this is the college football experience, Hoosier style. Google us. We're gonna take the over back-to-back years. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 170. Let's get
1. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks, largely because leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my 2 ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged and bored stiff. So arrange the pieces to appear cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift.
I'm taking a pitch right now. It's like
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart mind, body, and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun mind, body, and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo mind, body, and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling.